Hello, my name is Randy Dobson. I'm an instructor here in the Houston, Texas area, and this video will be covering the scale command for Autocad. Very useful little tool. Most of the time, I know that when I find it when I use it, I don't have to be as exact if I just want to increase something or decrease it, but it's all about scaling an object. Even if you need it to be specific, then just like with rotation, where you put your base point is very important. Just like this right here, I've got this circle here with this text in, and let's just say that somebody supervisor comes back and says, well, all the digits need to be 3 digits, so I'm going to put two more in there. Well, as you can see, it's outside the circle, so I need to scale the circle up. So I'm going to go to the first, start it right up here, scale. The first thing it wants to know is select your object or objects. In this case, it's just going to be the circle. Then I hit enter. Now it wants a base point. Now, if say I just pick a base point out here somewhere, as you can see, it's not scaling very helpful because there's really nothing out there for me. So in this case, I would want to scale from the center of the circle. So I'm going to go scale, pick this circle, hit enter, then using my O snaps, go to the center of this circle. Now, as you can see, I can scale it up. Sometimes, you can just guess at it. I'm going to say I need it, say 1.25. If you ever scale anything one, it will not change because 1 to 1. So we'll just do it, say 1.25, and there's my circle. And so I've scaled it up correctly. Again, if I'm going to undo this, if I go to scale, pick this, and then just say I kind of eyeball the center. I don't use my O snaps. I'm like, oh, okay, I know the center is right about there, and I type 1.25. Actually, I got pretty lucky there. Let me try not to be so lucky this time. Scale, and let's just say I'm thinking this is the center part, and I go 1.25. Well, it's not exactly centered both ways. I guess I'm just going to have to exaggerate it and say center is right here, 1.25. Now you can kind of see that the circle enlarged this way but not this way, so now I have to take the time to move everything to get it correct. Whereas if I just went scale the object, typed in CEN for my center point, and typed in, let's just say 1.4 this time. Now I've made it nice and large. Again, uh, depending on how you scale something up is going to matter. Let's say that this is a washer that you would put with a nut and bolt, and say this inside needs to be doubled in size. Well, if I go to scale and I just kind of pick somewhere and I hit 2, well, there it is. Now I'm going to draw a circle again using the center, and as you can see, that wasn't scaled correctly because now it's not centered. So in this case, you would go scale, pick your object, use the center point, and see now when I scale it, it's staying very uniform or concentric to this other circle. I can type 2, and now it's perfectly in the center. So scaling goes by where your base point is. If I go to scale and I grab this and I make this center point of this circle my base, as you can see, it's scaling from that base point. Okay. Same thing with a rectangle. If you go to scale, uh, if I pick over here, then it's all going to scale to this corner. I'm going to do half. See how it moved to that over to here. It was like this. See, it's using that point as its base point. Um, if I go to scale and I pick this end of this line, well, it's going to scale from that end. If I hit scale, pick this line, and pick this way, then it's going to go, as you can see, it's getting much bigger that way. Okay. If I scale this right here and I pick way over here, well, as you can see, um, it will, let me just use, I'm just going to put a dot here for a second. If I scale this up twice using this, I'm going to go to scale, pick this rectangle, use this center as my times 2. Actually, what I want to do is I want to throw a dimension on here real quick, just to kind of help us along here. So this dimension is 27, 90, 91. So now if I scale this and use this as my center point, and I do 2, well, it was 29, 27, so see now it's doubled to 55. Okay, so the scaling is between here and here. Let me undo it, using this. So any scaling I did using the center of this dot, it's going to scale away from that. Okay, very, very important to use. A lot of times I use it for my text. Let's just say I'm going to do some text here real quick. And we'll just say Community Colleges of Texas. And when I click over here, as you can see, it's very small. Well, I go to scale, and I can either pick a number or just kind of scale it up to the way that I want it. Maybe I want it to be that big. Come and grab my grips, move it over, and there. If I want to scale it down, I can just go scale, pick this, pick anywhere, because a lot of times if it's just out there in the open, I'm just going to hit this 0.5 and it makes it half. Okay, and now I can work with it. It's kind of a utility tool that can be used to kind of fix some things, but very helpful in different aspects. And that concludes this video on scale. Thank you.